Good morning, world. Hope everybody's doing great. I want to start a brand new segment, and we're going to call it Chiro Stories. Now, here's the reason why I decided to do this. Over the past weekend, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine that's not a chiropractor. We've been really close for several years, and he's a patient. He comes in, and you know, even his story is pretty amazing. You know, he went to a chiropractor before that hurt him. He swore chiropractors were quacks. He'd never go back. Him and I were getting ready to play golf like 8 years ago, and he pulled his bag out of the back of his car and hurt his lower back, and he almost couldn't finish the front nine. He was going to quit, and it was kind of a funny story. I ended up adjusting him on the tee box on the ground on the slope of a tee box, and I took my golf tee and I did bladder 54 in the back of the knee, and he shot one of the best front nines he's ever shot and with no pain. He has not missed an appointment since. And so it's kind of interesting, but we were just talking about chiropractic, and I was telling him some of the chiropractic stories in my office, and he said, why doesn't everyone know this? Why aren't these stories being shared? Why do we not understand how great this is? And I said, well, it's a good question. People aren't sharing them. So we're going to start doing that. So I'm going to start my first story. And my hope is that you will follow this, because it's going to be a little bit of a long video, but I hope you listen. And more than anything, I hope you take the video and I hope you share it. I hope you share it with your friends and your family. And I'm going to do this about once a week for as long as I have stories, which I have a feeling it's going to be a while. But my first story that I want to share with you is the story of Oscar. And this is one of my favorite stories, and it was one of the most amazing transformations I've ever seen. So little Oscar comes in. He's 4 years old, and Oscar has all kinds of health issues. He has his kidneys one's the size of a peanut, one's the size of a grape. They're just real tiny. They're barely functioning. Oscar has no control over his bowels. He's 4 years old, still having to wear a diaper. Oscar, mother brought in his X-rays, his pediatric X-rays, and L3 is a hemivertebra. It looks like a slice of pizza turned sideways, a scoliosis there. But he is the most articulate, bright young man that you've ever seen. He's they're originally from Alaska, and he had the darkest little comb over little hair and the most piercing dark eyes, a big smile. He just stole my heart. And when they come in, she brought his X-rays, and I looked at him, and I had never seen anything quite like that in a 4-year-old or anyone. And I'm going to be honest with you, this was several years ago, and I was a little shook. I was a little taken back, like I'm not sure what to do with this one. So I told the mother that, listen, let me have these X-rays over the weekend. Let me just spend some time with him. Come in on Monday, and we'll have a discussion. And got busy over the weekend, and Sunday morning I woke up and I went to my office, which I never do. This was kind of one of those interesting things that, it was a calling, it was a pull. I went back to my office on Sunday morning, and I pulled those X-rays back up. I put the disc in, and I just looked at them, and man, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. And as I'm sitting there, I asked for help. And again, I'm not going to turn this into a religious video, but I'm just being honest with you. I'm telling you the story as it unfolded, and I just closed my eyes and said, I need help on this one. And the most overwhelming calm and feeling came over me, and the answer was revealed, and it was kind of simple, and it's almost like God said, what are you talking about? You're a chiropractor. Adjust him. Which, looking back, of course that's what I would do, but at that moment I was uncertain. They come in Monday, and I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start putting movement in this area, and we're going to give the body an opportunity to do its job. Now, what you don't understand, and what the backstory is little Oscar was living in hell. He couldn't stay all night with friends. All the kids at school made fun of him. Because he was going to preschool, and he was still in a diaper, and he just, man, the life that he was living was not appropriate for a 4-year-old. I started adjusting him. I put him in side posture, and I rocked that third lumbar, that hemivertebra, with everything I had, and it moved like an avalanche collapsing. I'll never forget, because it spooked me at the time. Set the third lumbar, turned him over. I set the occiput, And I said, I want to see him 3 times a week for the next 6 weeks, and we're just going to watch and see how Oscar responds. And they kept coming, and they kept coming. We'll take this long story, make it a little shorter. Oscar's kidneys tripled in size. Oscar grew 5 inches in 6 months. Oscar's bowels started working again. He didn't have to wear a diaper anymore. Oscar's life was back. Now, his mother wrote this big, long story, and I have it about what Oscar was going through and the changes and where he's at now. I read it at CalJam after I read it at CalJam, which is a big chiropractic seminar for you don't know, I read it, and even the cameramen were crying when I read this letter. I'll never forget it. Now, Oscar and his family moved back to Alaska, and I haven't been able to keep up with them. I'm not sure how things are going now, but I will tell you this. The power of the adjustment, the power of the specific intentional adjustment, the intention behind the adjustment is one of the most powerful gifts that you can give anyone, done in the right place at the right time. And when I think about Oscar, and I think about the path he was going down, I think about the doctors that told his mother that if you take him to a chiropractor, he will paralyze him, he will kill Oscar. That was word for word what they told her. But she said, I had been going to these medical doctors for all these years, and they were, all this time with him, and they had done nothing. My little boy was dying under their care. What did I have to lose? And I believe and own and understand chiropractic in a way now even more, but even then I understood that the adjustment is what we do. And if you give the body an opportunity to heal, it will. And so anytime that you doubt or question the power of chiropractic or what you're capable of with chiropractic, I want you to think about Oscar. I want you to think about, had I not adjusted him, had I been afraid of that, have I listened to all the negative naysayers out there that, that wouldn't have adjusted him, where would Oscar be today? What would have happened to him? Who knows? But I will tell you what I did witness. I witnessed a little boy that was struggling in life flourish and come out of it. So that's my Chiro story for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it resonated with you. And if there's anything that I can do for you, please let me know. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.